What? Guys, look here, look here. You see this thing with the things with the flesh and the hair? My face was something like this. Blow doll face, man. Like a straight up $2 whore, man. Mouth wide open when I saw the ending of this chapter. Chapters 138 all the way through 140 have all ended with Kaneki getting impaled in the skull by Arima. And let me say that Arima is a badass because no one else up to this point, after Kaneki got the white hair anyway, can really touch him to this extent. Now, this guy impaled him at the end of every chapter for the past 3 chapters, and there was always this glimmer of hope in my heart that this guy can recover. Like maybe, Hide or maybe Tsukiyama or someone will actually come in and try to aid him. But I'm starting to give out hope, man, because this is the 3rd chapter that this guy has been shown fucked up, like straight up legit, just demolished at the end of the chapter. All these cliffhangers hinting at his death. I'm not saying I think he's dead, but I don't know what to think anymore, man. This is really fucking with me. Just the last panel with him having no eyes. This guy has 2 holes through his skull and brain, no eyes. What can he possibly do? If no one comes to help him, this guy is a goner. You thought he was crazy last chapter when he had 1 hole through his brain. This chapter, now that he has 2, his insanity has raised itself to the point to hallucinations and him talking to his younger, more innocent self. Now, that part, like everything about this, I can't even call it a flashback. Everything about this hallucination was touching, but it was also creepy and weird. Like the clouds were like a weird checkerboard thing. It was really, really strange. But I did feel bad for him when he was like, "Mom, you need to stop working." And she's like, "No, just a little bit longer." She wouldn't even turn around to look at Kaneki. So if that's what he had to deal with and then watch her die when he was younger, that's really, really sad, man. I really feel for this guy. Now, I'm kind of mixed on what Kaneki said. He said that his mother wasn't a nice person. She was just a coward because she didn't want to be left alone. Just kind of like what Toka said to him about how he's not helping everyone for everyone else. He's doing it for himself, which I can agree and disagree at the same time, because if he was doing it purely for himself, then he wouldn't be sad if one of them died. Like when Hanami's mother died, he was upset. There is some good in him, and there was no doubt some good in his mother. It's just the psychotic hole in his brain talking, in my opinion. Because all the good that he's doing, even though it involves killing, is for someone else. So no matter how you slice that tomato, it's going to be, some good in there somewhere. Even though deep down, if he really is doing it just for himself, indirectly other people are being protected also. Just like his mother, even if she was doing it for herself to kind of redeem herself or not feel lonely or whatnot and blah blah blah, she is indirectly helping herself and her child, even though it did end up killing her. Because if she didn't, they would have been homeless. So regardless of whether that was her intention or not, she did protect someone. And that's what I think this chapter kind of revolved around. That's the kind of lesson that it tried to teach us. And just seeing him apologizing to his younger self, like, it's my fault that we're about to die. I should have stayed like you. And then the innocent one was like, no, you helped me out. You really protected me in some parts of my life. So it just goes to show that sometimes you do need to be the white-haired Kaneki. You do need to be badass, and there is a time for that, and there is a time to be the innocent Kaneki, if you know what I'm talking about. In my opinion, Kaneki needs both sides of himself. He needs to embrace it. Like how he's been on the fence about whether he should be, full-fledged ghoul or full-fledged human. He should live in between. Even Yoshimura said that you're the only one that can do this. So he needs to embrace that. He needs both sides because, in my opinion, he couldn't have survived without both sides in the first place. He would have been dead if he was the nice Kaneki the whole time. He would have been dead if he was the evil Kaneki. Well, not evil, but the more badass, the one that we all like, Kaneki the whole time. But just seeing the black-haired Kaneki fade away in that last epic hug that either means that he is about to die or the innocence in him is gone. And when he gets up, he's about to fuck shit up. He's about to become a monster. I mean, maybe even to the level that we've seen in some previous chapters when the one-eyed owl turned into that just monster ghoul. Maybe Kaneki gets a centipede version of that. Because let's get real, Kaneki isn't really stable in the mind, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually what's being symbolized. But what really has my attention this chapter, what really has my attention above everything else, is that when Rize looked up, she saw a clown looking down, laughing, like a clown mask. Now, the question is this just a result of Kaneki's insanity and hallucinations? Because he does have two fucking holes in his brain, or is he actually seeing through Rize's eyes for that second and actually seeing a clown? Could that be the killer or the person that tried to kill Rize? And it said some cryptic words like, Rio. I'm guessing it didn't finish its sentence and it was counting down. So what on earth is going on with that? If I recall correctly, I believe it was in like episode 9. I forget what chapter. Didn't Hide say something about in the 11th district there were some ghouls wearing clown masks? I'm not making this up. I'm pretty sure somewhere in this anime or manga, I remember, but I don't remember exactly where or who said it. There were a group of ghouls or a single ghoul that wore clown masks. So who was that? Somebody let me know because it's driving me crazy. I will go back and dig and look and see where I got that from because I remember someone saying that. But Kaneki is on the verge of death. He knows that he's about to die. And the whole "it's getting dark" thing that he said to his younger self, kind of symbolizing that, you know, he's about to die. It was really artistic and it was genius on the author's part. But how is he going to get out of this one, man? Fuck, the last 3 chapters, he's gotten fucked up on every single one. Every single one. And I'm losing out hope for this guy. So maybe, like I said, maybe the image of the black-haired version of himself fading away, the innocence, maybe he is about to go just full-on badass mode and wake up into some super ghoul or something like that. Or maybe someone does come in and save him. Personally, I'm thinking that since we just saw Hide, maybe he comes in and tries to help and he gets killed and Kaneki sees it. So, well, I mean, fuck, he doesn't have any eyes. Maybe he can regenerate his eyes, although I've never heard of a ghoul doing that. But he is the first ghoul, to my knowledge, that has gotten his eyes gouged out, so who knows. But either Hide is going to come in, Tsukiyama, or Toka. One of those 3. Why Tsukiyama? Because he may come in because he sees his delicious gourmet, meal on the ground. He's like, no, you cannot have my lunch. So he goes in. I doubt he's going to kill Arima, but maybe he saves him, and maybe he tries to eat him, and then Toka comes in. Or I believe it's going to be one of those 3. It has to be one of those 3. I'm sure of it if someone does come in. But I say Toka because she's one of the main other ghouls that has a strong connection with Kaneki. And I also say it may be Hide because we saw him a few chapters ago and he is kind of around the area still. And I can actually see Hide going out as a sacrifice for his best friend. And need I say that Hide is a fucking genius. I just love his character. I love how he put his hand on Kaneki and said, I already knew, man. And he's not judging his friend. He's still laughing with him. He even cracked a joke here and there. Hide is off. But if the person in the clown mask is responsible for the almost death of Rize, as we now know, does she know who the person behind the clown mask is? And if so, is that why he is not letting her, come to her full senses, like he's keeping her half starved so she can't talk? What if he is the guy behind the clown mask? That would be some crazy plot twist shit right there. That would actually be an awesome plot twist. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought about this awesome chapter. What do you think is going to happen? Is Kaneki dead? Is he going to get rid of his innocence? Is he going to go just full out ape shit? Is someone going to come in? What's going to happen? I want 141 to come out now. But this has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.